A mother finally sharing her story after her 6-year-old son was shot in Hurley.
Reporter Alyssa Munoz is here with how the boy's doing.
Shelly, Doug, Jason is the 6-year-old and he's still in the hospital after police say he was shot by a 14-year-old boy. Now Jason's mom says he's fighting for his life. On January 12th, the Hurley Police Department were called to a house on D Street for a shooting. According to police, Jason was sitting in a car when the shooting happened. Jason's mom, Mariah Palomedes, says they were outside the house of her boyfriend's mother.
We were just waiting for them to get home. It was me, my boyfriend, my younger son, and Jason all in the car.
That's when New Mexico police say a black Dodge pickup drove up, dropped off a teenager, and drove away. Police say then the teen fired multiple shots at the car, hitting Jason once.
We were just trying to get down, and I took my other son inside his mom's house, and that's when his stepdad had noticed that he had been shot.
When officers arrived, they saw the 14-year-old trying to run away, but were able to catch him. They say he had a handgun and ammunition in his pockets. Palomedes says she doesn't even understand why this happened, but she says this teenager was bullying one of her family members and not any of the kids that were with her that night.
And now it's led to him shooting my kid, and I don't even know him. He probably doesn't even know my kid.
Police have not yet verified the bullying claim, but she says now her family is suffering.
I'm just trying to stay strong for him. The emotions have been coming and going. Some days it's really hard, and it's super hard because his little brother doesn't get to come up here and see him. He's too little.
Palomares says the teen should serve time for this.
My son did nothing. He's 6 years old. He was just playing. He's happy. He's running around, and now he's lying in a bed fighting for his life. It's unfair.
Palomares says Jason is still very critical and is listed as an hour-by-hour patient. Reporting in studio, I'm Alyssa Munoz, KOAT Action 7 News.
In Hobbs, 2 parents are under arrest charged with abusing their baby. This month, Lee County deputies were called to Covenant Hospital in Hobbs for a 14-month-old boy found with several broken bones and brain trauma. The baby was airlifted to Texas for more treatment. Court records showing investigators found search history relating to abusing children in New Mexico on one of the suspects' phones. Brianna Hernandez and Dominic Martinez are in custody, facing abuse charges.
Albuquerque woman is accused of shooting and killing her boyfriend last night. Police are charging Roberta Martinez with an open count of murder. According to court documents, Roberta and her boyfriend got into some sort of argument outside an apartment in southwest Albuquerque. There is some dispute as to how or why the shooting happened, with Martinez claiming self-defense. Today she made her first appearance in court. Prosecutors want her held in jail until trial.
Here on the House floor, a quiet day, but as we track down District Attorney Sam Bregman at the Roundhouse, he told us the decision to dismiss more than 150 cases of drinking and driving is something that had to be done. A year into Sam Bregman's tenure as the Bernalillo County District Attorney, he went over all the cases his office prosecuted in 2023. And now, 2 weeks into 2024, he's had to drop dozens upon dozens of DWI cases.
Dropping 150 DWI cases, dismissing them, is like taking a gut punch. I mean, it made me sick to my stomach.
We asked Bregman the exact reason behind these cases being dropped.
I can't talk about any details. I would just refer you all to the U.S. Attorney's Office.
We do know federal agents are investigating officers within the Albuquerque Police Department's DWI unit. KOAT has been able to confirm at least 4 homes belonging to officers and a 5th to a local attorney were searched by the FBI at the same time Thursday. The same officers whose homes were searched were working the cases Bregman dismissed.
We're going to continue to work with our law enforcement partners. This is an investigation taken on by the feds, if you will, and that investigation needs to be done and completed to their satisfaction.
In the meantime, Bregman says there was no other option but to drop the cases.
I have to follow my ethics as a prosecutor, and I had no choice but to do this.
Bregman says the work being done in collaboration with the Albuquerque Police Department and other law enforcement agencies is something that will continue. Reporting at the Roundhouse, Stephanie Muniz, KOAT Action 7 News.
It could be the biggest corruption case in APD history. Now the chief is responding to a federal investigation into his officers that has led to more than 150 DWI case dismissals. KRQE investigative reporter Ann Perrette is live in the Newsplex this evening after questioning the chief today.
Well, last night, frustrated city councilors asked why APD has been tight-lipped about the investigation, but Chief Medina says that pressure is not why he's talking today.
This is horrible. It was a violation of trust for victims, a violation of trust for every officer who's out there doing the right thing, and we got to make sure we get this right.
With at least 150 DWI cases dismissed since last Thursday, Albuquerque's police chief says he's heard from a number of victims and understands their concerns.
I am not okay with these individuals being let off of their charges, but it is the right thing to do. Given the fact that these officers are accused of something that is just despicable.
Chief Harold Medina says he's been working with the FBI since October 2023, investigating allegations against officers in APD's DWI unit. That's shortly after he found out the feds were actually already looking into similar complaints of misconduct. News 13 learned the federal investigation surrounds accusations of officers being paid to get DWI cases dismissed. The chief can't get that specific with the feds in charge.
This is a very complex investigation, which is going to involve a lot of parts, a lot of different moving parts within the criminal justice system. So we're being very cautious how we move forward, and I have to respect my partners in this.
But Chief Medina shared Internal Affairs handed 5 officers notice late Monday they're under investigation in connection to this scheme. 4 are on paid administrative leave. One's been reassigned to a different department for now.
We've identified 5. We don't know if it's going to grow further from there. We don't know where it's going to grow from there, but we're currently at 5 officers.
Not all are currently in the DWI unit. One actually started there in 2011, meaning this alleged misconduct may go back 13 years. So how did the chief and administrations before him miss this? The chief says he's also asking himself that question.
But I think we got to remember that they got away with it. If it was occurring, it's something that's occurred for over a decade. So obviously they were very good at hiding this. And we are glad that this administration has been able to bring this to light.
Chief Medina points out he views this investigation as proof the current administration is committed to reform.
I mean, we had 150 cases dismissed. It's horrible. So yes, in a way there is a stain on APD, but I think that there is the general public who's going to realize that leadership is holding individuals accountable. We're not sweeping anything under the carpet, and we're making sure that we fully investigate everything to the best of our ability.
Because the officers believed to be involved didn't just handle DWI cases, it's possible other types of criminal cases could also be dismissed. The chief says that'll be up to the district attorney. He also talked about reorganizing the DWI unit to include more oversight. We'll have more on that at 10. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Ann. Mayor Tim Keller issued a statement on this issue today saying, quote, "If true, what these individuals did is a disgrace to the badge and erodes faith in law enforcement." The mayor went on to say any individuals who engaged in this conduct will never work for the city again and should be held accountable to the full extent of the law. We posted the full statement. Just go to krqe.com.
Did you know that you can use AI and
To learn more about DWI cases thrown out in Bernalillo County. The decision after federal agents raided the homes of 4 Albuquerque police officers, all of them members of the DWI unit. The district attorney dropped those more than 150 DWI cases after a federal investigation. Reporter Julian Barras has reaction from resource groups and people affected by DWIs. Julian, they are frustrated.
Yeah, that's right, Darlene. When we spoke with people, they voiced those frustrations, and also they are left wondering now how safe everyone really is.
It's such a disservice to this community, It's a disservice to victims.
Linda Atkinson is with the DWI Resource Center and the Victims' Rights Program. After hearing about this investigation and the dismissal of over 150 DWI cases, she's worried about what drivers responsible will do now.
They think they are scot-free, and in essence they are. They continue the behavior. Our roads are now still very dangerous.
People affected by DWI like Caroline Esquivel lost her granddaughter in 2020 to a drunk driver. Now she takes care of a son who will never see his mother again.
She was part of this community to the point that she would have been one of our future leaders.
Atkinson and Esquivel share the same concern and wonder what other families have to say about this recent investigation.
We are people too, and these lives matter also.
With an investigation like this and the number of DWI cases being dropped, both are hoping it can shed light on a problem they have been dealing with for too long. Atkinson saying the effects of this for families worries her.
It's beyond the pale of what this means and how that impact will ripple through for quite a while.
Now, we did reach out to Mothers Against Drunk Driving for comment on this. All they can say is that they hope for a swift investigation. Live in Albuquerque, Julian Padas, KWT, Action 7 News.
Ma'am, keep warm. I'll be right back. Driver's side! Copy that. There's still one in the vehicle. Sir, you've been in a crash. Sir, can you hear me? I think he's 10-7. Let's call it in. Suspected DWI.